Hey, welcome back to the studio. If you're new here, my name is Jade, and this year I'm challenging myself to take on a new creative adventure and learn everything I can about polymer clay. I'm taking you along for the ride, showing you the highs, the lows, the inevitable mishaps, and everything in between. I'm so excited to share my second video with you. Today we're diving into a really fun project, a tic-tac-toe board. If you want to learn along with me, grab yourself some clay and let's make something beautiful together. I wanted to create a cute little twist on the tic-tac-toe game, and I thought what better way to do that than with another hobby of mine. I'm an avid reader and cannot put a good book down. So I went with a bookcase for the board and tiny little books as the X's and O's. Now, I'll be honest, this project didn't exactly go according to plan. I hit a few bumps in the road. Well, quite a bit more than a few. But that's all part of the journey, right? Making mistakes, learning from them, and growing as a creator is why I decided to start this adventure in the first place. Things got a little messy, but I think there's beauty in the imperfections. And hey, I can only go up from here. I hope. I'm sure you can spot the first mistake I made. That's definitely not what a tic-tac-toe grid is supposed to look like. I don't know why I didn't spot it sooner, but eventually I made the connection and there was no harm done. I wanted to try my hand at dusting my clay with chalk pastels. I've seen them used in a lot of clay projects to add realism, and the plan was to create a semi-realistic bookcase, but I didn't quite think it through. In fact, I failed to plan entirely. I used yellow as my base coat because I was going for a teak wood look. I love antique wood furniture, and I thought the yellow would get me that rich brown color. My mistake was to go in with a brown that was way too dark right off the bat. I think it would have worked better if I layered my lighter colors first and then went in with the dark brown to finish it off, but I guess I went a little overboard. Luckily, this was where I realized my grid wasn't right, so I had to take it off and make a new grid. But this time around, it looked just peachy, and it allowed me to get into all of those little nooks and crannies on the baseboard. That way, none of the white clay would show out in the finished project. So, actually, it wasn't that big of a mistake. It actually helped me. While my bookcase board was in the oven, I got to work on the tiny books. I was really excited to make these little books because I believed they were going to be the easiest part of this project. I was not correct, in any shape or form. I used a different clay for the books because I already had the colors that I was going for, but it was much softer than I expected, so I wasn't able to keep the shape that I wanted nice and tidy. It warped a little bit while I was cutting it. And I was using a utility knife, which made the cutting process so much harder than it needed to be. It wasn't clean, and I think that's why I struggled so much. Even though I made a few more mistakes than I wanted to, I very much enjoyed making these little books. They really tie the idea together and they came out better than I expected. They're so cute and so much fun to play with. To complete the bookcase, I decided to give it a coat of UV resin. Now, if you're keen on using a UV resin, make sure to always wear gloves and a mask and work in a well-ventilated room because it can irritate your skin and your airways. So, safety first. Despite the challenges, I think this tic-tac-toe board came out quite well. I actually love the color of the bookcase, and it's a fully functional game that I can take with me wherever I go. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a little like, and if you want to come along on the road with me as I learn to work with polymer clay, subscribe to get notified whenever I post a new video. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.